Web of Spider-Man number 7 by Peter David and Sal Buscema, which was published in 1985, presented an epic story featuring Spider-Man, Nightmare, and the Hulk. The book opens with Peter Parker having a dream in which he gets into the city room of the Daily Bugle naked, where he finds Betty Brant and some heroes working in there. He wants to see Joe Robertson, but Betty tells him that he is not in a good mood. Suddenly, Hulk smashes his way out of Robertson's office, with Peter starting to get his traditional costume on. Everybody try to run away from the Hulk, but Peter, who gets his black and white costume, says that he can't run anywhere. Peter thinks that changing costumes would confuse the Hulk, but that makes no difference, cause you can't confuse a mindless monster. Peter manages to get himself out of the Daily Bugle's building before Hulk brings it all down. Peter gets back to check if anyone is still alive, only to find himself face to face with the Hulk, who breaks his way out from under the debris and catches Peter, who remarks that he should have known that a falling building would not stop the Hulk. Peter tries to fight back, but Hulk tosses him at the Brooklyn Bridge, where he just cuts through it and falls down. He then hears someone calling for help, but finds himself helpless. Peter then seemingly wakes up, but in fact, he is still dreaming. Someone calls for help from Aunt May's house. Peter jumps out of the window and rushes to help, with his costume still switching. He gets into Aunt May's house to find a burglar with a machine gun, opening fire on his beloved ones and killing them all. Peter can't believe his eyes and yells that all of them are dead. He doesn't understand why this happens to him, but the assailant tells him that because this is what he wants, as he needs his guilt to keep him going. Peter refuses to believe that and chases the burglar, vowing to stop him for destroying his life. He webs his gun and takes him down with a punch, only to find out that the burglar is no one other than himself. Believing that he is responsible for the death of his beloved ones, Peter remarks that he should be punished for what he did, and that's when the Hulk appears from nowhere and tries to smash him, but he barely manages to evade the blow. With his costume switching all the time, Peter and Hulk fall into the water, with Peter remarking that he can't hold his breath as long as the Hulk does, but notices that the surface gets further and further away. He then swims in the direction of the voice calling for help, to end up in the sewers, where he finds Nightmare, the Lord of Fear, begging for help. He explains that Hulk is after him and that he can't run much longer, and that's when Hulk catches up and attacks them. Peter manages to evade the blow and tries to run away with Nightmare, who tells him that he gotta stop the Hulk or he will destroy his entire realm. Peter realizes that he is having a dream and thinks that he should let the Hulk strike him to wake up, but Nightmare tells him that he will die if Hulk hits him. Peter manages to evade the blow and gets himself out of the sewers before riding the sewer plate, which flies away from the Hulk, who keeps chasing Peter and destroys the Statue of Liberty on his way. Peter then gets back to Nightmare, remarking that he has been to other dimensions, but none of them has ever looked like New York City. But Nightmare says that Peter's perception are shaping how he sees things. The Nightmare realm is interfered through the sleeper's mind, so it looks different to different people, and only an expert like Doctor Strange can see it as it is. Enraged, Nightmare tells Peter not to mention the magician's name again. He explains that Doctor Strange is the one responsible for Nightmare being pursued by a dream manifestation of Banner's sleeping mind. Peter thinks that this is not the real Hulk, but Nightmare says that he is real enough to destroy all his realm. All Nightmare's mystic resources have been useless, and he used what is left of his strength to summon Peter, cause he has fought the Hulk before and has a strong notion of responsibility to those who need help. Hulk then attacks them again, but Peter webs him in the face to buy himself some time, before leaping with Nightmare into a portal where they find themselves at the very edge of the Nightmare realm, and beyond that is the land of madness, where the conscious and unconscious mind can't begin to cope. Hulk then appears from nowhere and attacks Nightmare, trying to kill him. Peter thinks about running away and leaving Nightmare to his doom, but Nightmare begs him for help. help, forcing Peter to interfere. He jumps on the Hulk's back and webs his eyes and starts pounding on his head, remarking that he is doing nothing but enraging the monster who can drop mountains, and he doesn't know why he is doing that. Hulk then knocks Peter off his back, but still can't remove the webs off his eyes. Peter says that he got few ribs busted, but the Hulk looks shaken as well. With all the strength left in him, Peter leaps at the Hulk and knocks him into the place beyond Nightmare. Nightmare can't believe that Peter manages to get rid of Hulk, remarking that the Hulk could never return from the realm of madness and that he is gone for good, with Nightmare regaining his powers and his rule over his realm. He then tells Peter that he will not let him wake up ever again, cause he wants him to be his disciple and defender forever. But Hulk suddenly reaches out from the land of madness and grabs Nightmare from his leg, intending to drag him down with him. Nightmare begs Peter to save him, claiming that he did not mean what he said, and promising to give him power and immortality, yelling that Hulk is crushing his leg and that he can't hold on anymore, reminding Peter of his sense of responsibility. But Peter ignores Nightmare this time and turns away, remarking that he indeed has responsibility, but to others and himself, realizing that if he had saved Nightmare, he would have given him the rest of his life, and that he did the right thing, letting the Hulk have him. Peter then wakes up, only to find himself surrounded by his landlady, the neighbors, and two cops. The woman tells Peter that she had to call the cops, cause he kept screaming and shouting, and she thought that someone was getting killed. I thought this could be easily turned into an epic anime or even a horror movie. Hulk hunted Nightmare and conquered his entire realm, and eventually dragged him into the land of madness, releasing Peter from the demon's control. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.